I'm Cuz Strickland, and you probably know me as a turkey hunter if you know me at all, but now I'm a trapper, and I want to talk to you about trapping a minute. You know, for 50 years, I've been hunting and fishing for 50 years, but I was never a trapper. Trapping is no different than doing a prescribed burn, or managing your timber, or planting a food plot, or hinging trees, whatever you can do yourself to make your spot better, whether it's your own farm, your hunting lease, maybe you're in a club with a bunch of guys. I have found that trapping was maybe the #1 thing I could do.
A coyote from the distance approaches and attacks.
A couple in Erie has a message for pet owners. Beware of coyotes.
Last week, their dogs were attacked for the second time since September.
Have been busy telling their neighbors to keep a close eye on their animals because of these coyotes.
All dogs are at risk for a coyote attack, particularly this time of year because they get very,
In one moment, the dogs are in the backyard. The next, one of those dogs was in the mouth of a coyote.
In a recent 2-year National Park Service study in California on over 30,000 pieces of coyote scat, they found that 20% of an urban coyote's diet is made up of domestic cats. In recent news, a 6-year-old boy in Chicago was attacked and bitten multiple times by a coyote. Chicago Animal Control is working alongside Chicago police investigating more attacks and coyote sightings. Many states, such as South Dakota, are instituting the predation control methods needed to help ground nesting bird populations thrive. A multi-year study in Texas, using cameras placed on ground nesting birds, showed nest predation mortality rates ranging from 57 to 69%, with raccoons being the highest mesopredator percentage of the study.
I'm Alan Probst, and I'm a trapper, and you can be too. We're going to show you the methods and techniques that are going to allow you to become the steward of your own land. You want your land to be as good as it can be? Stay tuned. There's a place for every animal. We don't want to kill all the coyotes. We don't want to kill all the wolves. But the one thing that's really ironic with all these people that are against trapping, every wolf, every coyote, every fisher, every otter, every lynx that's been relocated to this part of the country, how did they catch those animals to relocate them? Well, they caught them in the traps that we're using today. And the traps that we're using today are very humane, very efficient, very easy on the animal. We're triple swiveling so they can have full range of motion. It's a different ball game. You are helping keep nature in check. You have a carrying capacity of the land, and once that's reached, you're going to have a surplus. And that's what we're doing on a lot of these properties, is taking that surplus out of the equation.
North American Trapper. Proven products, proven conservation. Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com.
The whole process of North American Trapper and what I'm trying to do is educate and also get people everything they need to get started. And we have these starter packages.
The Hunter Package. Perfect for those nest raider situations on your property. The Farmer Package. For those all-around nuisance situations is the Farmer Package. The Rancher Package. For those larger predator and coyote situations is the Rancher Package. Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today. You can do that by getting your North American Trapper Starter Package, where you get everything needed for just $99 plus shipping and handling. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com.
The starter ones, the farmer, rancher, and hunter, all come with 2 to 3, 4 different traps for each package designed. Like the farmer is going to be strictly towards coons. Hunter is pretty much towards coons and checking those coons off of their deer feed. The ranchers geared towards coyotes. So you're going to get the traps, you're going to get the lure, you're going to get the DVD, you're going to get a sifter, you're going to get a pair of gloves. You're getting all the things the minimal things that you need to be able to go do this.
Alan Probst here, going to show you a trapping technique that I use out in the field. We're actually doing some raccoon trapping, and I'm using the Duke Dog Proof. The Duke Dog Proof is a fantastic device when it comes to handling those nest raiders out there. It's got a triple swivel system, which is easier on the animal. This cylinder right here, you're putting the bait down in there. The animals are reaching in, pulling up on the trigger. You have raccoons, skunks, possums, all have those tangible fingertips to get down in there. Hence dog proof. You can set this around your buildings. You can set this around your house. Any dwellings with cats, dogs, things of that nature, and you're not going to catch them because they don't have those tangible fingers to get down in there under that trigger. Very easy to set. You're just pulling back on the lever, getting that notch in the trigger notch down here. It's set, bait goes in, animal pulls up, and they're there the next morning when you go in to take care of them. But for all of your nest raider needs out there to handle those issues on your land, these Duke Dog Proofs are gonna work for you, and they're gonna give you the opportunity to become the steward of your own land. One of the things that you can anchor these traps with, and it's very quick, is just a 6-foot cable extension. We're gonna bring that over here around this tree, and then we're just gonna use a quick link to actually attach that to the trap. So that's very easy. This trap is obviously dog proof. Now it's a pull trigger system, and it's something that only the raccoons, possums, and skunks can actually get down in there with their tangible fingertips and pull up on that trigger system. So you can set these around your house, your barn, anywhere on your ranch, your farm. Even homeowners in urban areas can use these traps and know that you're not going to catch any dogs or cats. Even if a little dog or something gets down in there, it doesn't have those tangible fingers to pull up that trigger. So it's very easy to set. We're just pulling back on this, and you're getting the trigger down in the notch, and that is set already. And you can see it's a little cylinder there. That trigger's down in there. We're gonna have the coon reach in, pull it, but that is about as simple as it gets to handling some of these critters. It just goes straight in the ground, give it a little quarter turn, it's set, and we use the Bait North American Trappers Coon Buster. That goes in that cylinder to about where the trigger is, and that's all you need. That's going to entice them to work that set. It's a crawfish based scent, and then you can actually take a little bit of lure, which is our hunter lure, and we're just going to take a little bit of that and put it on the rim just like that, and we are good to go.
The Hunter Package, which includes 2 Duke dog-proof raccoon traps, 2 standard ground talon stakes with S-hook for stake attachments, North American Trapper stake driver, pair of Cold Creek trapping gloves, 25 ride-on trap tags, our North American Trapper Raccoon Trapping DVD, 1 pint of Coon Buster bait, 1 pint of magnet trailing scent, and our North American Trapper decal.
Hey, I'm Cuz Strickland, and I'm a trapper. But I didn't used to be a trapper, and I finally figured out why I wasn't a trapper. It's because back in the day, I didn't have to. When I started hunting, the game populations just kept growing and growing and growing, and if things were getting better and better. Well, that's because there was always a lot of trappers around managing those predators. Not so much like that nowadays. This is a different world we live in. I consider myself what we like to call a gamekeeper. Well, a gamekeeper does lots of things, especially if you're in charge of your own land, or maybe you're keeping up a hunting club. Prescribed burns, timber management, food plots. Well, trapping is no different. You know, when you got coons out of check and possums and skunks and all that, they're all nest raiders. And I've come way too familiar with that term. It's hard enough for a wild turkey to get their poults up to an age where they can survive, but most of them don't even make it to that point. That nest gets raided while it's still on the ground. Well, guess what? This is the best defense for it. If you're not that good at it, don't worry about it. I wasn't either. Now, I was blessed to spend a week on the trap line with Alan Probst, North American Trapper. So I got to see firsthand how simple it really is. It ain't that much to it. When I first started, scared to death. Didn't know how to do it, had to be perfect and all that. Watching him hands-on, I realized I can do that. And by the way, I'm gonna give you a warning right now, spoiler alert. It's very addictive. It's no different than hunting. It may even be better. So you wanna improve your habitat, you wanna improve your hunting land, or if you just want to make sure everything's in balance, learn how to use a dog-proof trap or a Duke 550. It is the most addictive thing you can do. So, like I said, I'm Cuz Strickland, and now I'm a trapper.
I'm going to show you how to make a canine set, which is going to be good for coyote, bobcat, fox, anywhere across the country. They're not hard to put in. You just have to do some things, and I'm going to go through that right here. I'm going to dig our bed out right here where we want to place our trap. You're going to get down in there, and once you get your bed dug out, we're going to actually put in a dirt hole here, and we're going to put that down in right here. Now, when I make a dirt hole, I'm a big fan of getting that as deep as I can. I want that dirt hole down in there to where that animal, when he comes in, he can't look at that and get in there real easy. He needs to bury his nose down in that hole to get to your bait. He almost has to commit to my set. He can't tenderfoot around here to where he can come in and kind of lean over. He's got to put some weight on that foot, and when he does, that's where he's going to put his weight into my trap. The Duke 550, I wanted to take a second here and talk about, is just an awesome canine trap. This is going to work in all of those situations that you have anywhere across the country. It's double base plated. It's got a center base swivel to where you're going to have a lot of movement for that animal. It's going to be easy on them. It's got heavy cast iron jaws. It's also offset, which is going to be easier on the animal. And it also has a night latch, which when you set this, it's going to click and the pan is going to be level, and you know that that's ready to bed into the ground. It allows you to actually get down in there and put a lot of pressure on it as well to bed that trap properly, which is 99% of the problems that most predator trappers are going to have when they start not bedding your trap properly. This allows you to get in there, put force on it, get that dirt packed around the trap, which in essence is going to allow you to catch those animals when they come in to work your set. This 550 Duke is one of the best traps on the market. It's part of our kits, and it's something that's going to help you become the steward of your own land. And we're going to get our stake pounded in here. Once we get that in there, we're just going to yank, give that a set. Get our Duke 550 set here. As I said, it's got that night latch. And what that is, you'll hear this click. Click. You hear it right there? That trap is now flat, it's level, and it's ready to bed in the ground. Now, when you're making a canine set, this is the most important thing to remember when you're out here trapping. You have to bed this trap properly. You can't have any wiggle, any wobble whatsoever to where that gives that animal any chance of knowing there's a trap in there. So when we put this in the ground, we want to get that down in there, and we are packing the dirt and the surrounding area in amongst these jaws to where it is in there to where anywhere now that I step or push on this trap, there's no wobble, there's no wiggle. That thing is bedded, it's a solid foundation, and that's exactly what you need if you're going to consistently catch coyotes and canines, when they come in to work a set and say they're a little light-footed and they step here, step on that jaw, you can see the other side of that trap's not moving up because I have this in here and I have it packed accordingly, and that's exactly what you want to do. I don't really use a pan cover. I don't think it's definitely needed down here with this soft dirt, so we're just going to sift this over, and then I'm just smoothing that out, making this nice and flat. And as you can see, that's now blended in there, and our set is pretty much done other than getting our bait down in the hole. We're going to use our Mountain Man, which is our 4 equal parts of ground Angus, ground prairie dog, rendered prairie dog, and ground poultry. I'm pretty liberal with my bait use. I don't think you really can overdo it with bait. So that's going to go way down in that hole. Now that's down in there 14, 16 inches. If that animal wants that bait, he's got to come in, he's got to work this set. And we'll just add it off a little bit of our Madness lure, which has a little bit of a skunk essence, and we're just going to take a small stick, and with that I'm just going to dip the stick. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Those canines can smell just a little bit, and that's going to go right here on the back, and then that's going to go down in the hole as well. And the only other thing I'm going to do is grab a few leaves, crumble them up like a little mouse ball, and that's going to go in the hole so they can't see down into the bottom. If we have a canine come in here, we got raccoons and possums and things around here, and they're notorious for finding your sets until you get them out of the equation. But if a canine comes through here, a coyote, a fox, a bobcat, we're going to have them in this set.
The Rancher Package, which includes 2 Duke 550 Coyote Bobcat specific traps, 2 heavy-duty ground talon stakes, heavy-duty swivels and heavy-duty chain for stake attachments, North American Trapper stake driver, Metal Trapper's dirt sifter, pair of Cold Creek trapping gloves, 25 ride-on trap tags, our North American Trapper Predator Trapping DVD, 1 pint of Mountain Man Predator bait, and our North American Trapper decal.
I'm actually getting kind of chills thinking about it because it was such an awesome experience for me to be in that history of trapping and the mountain men who explored the West. You know, then you have the movies Mountain Men and Jeremiah Johnson and all those different things. I want people to feel that. I want people to experience that. And we have kits that are set up for all of those, which are our starter packages, where we give you the basics of everything that you need, along with the DVD that shows you exactly how to go out there and catch these animals.
I'm just going to take some time here and show you a pocket set, which is something that you can use around water. We have a little culvert right here that works under the 2-track, and you can do this in a small waterway like this. You can do this in a river. These pocket sets, any animals that are working up and down these banks, working these culverts, these pocket sets are going to work for you. They're going to work for you for raccoons, muskrat, mink, otter, sometimes the occasional beaver. But these are definitely a good set that you're going to want to use on your water lines. If you have any problems with those animals and need to take some out of the equation, this set's going to work for you. I'm just going to use a cable extension here around this tree. Any coon or possum or anything that we catch here is not going to pull that away. And then I'm just going to use a quick link to attach that to the end of the trap. And the trap that we're using here is going to be the 1.5 double jaw Duke. I really like these double jaws. The Duke double jaw is actually my favorite all-around trap. I love it because I know when an animal steps in this, he's going to be there the next morning. It's because of that double jaw that's welded underneath the original jaw. They cannot get under there, work the pan, get in there to their foot, and that is going to hold them there. In any water situation that I'm setting out there, whether it's a pocket set, a bridge abutment, anytime I'm near water, that's the trap that I'm using, and that's why that's part of the North American Trapper packages. You know, if they come in there and work your set, that when you go back to check the next morning, they're going to be there. And that's ultimately what we want when we're chasing these nest raiders. We want to take them out of the equation, take that pressure off of those ground nesting birds, and it allows you, the farmer, the rancher, the hunter, it doesn't matter, it allows you to be the steward of your own land. In there where I like to put this trowel in and then pull it down. And when I pull it down, that creates a shelf here now. Now, I'm gonna have a shelf here that I'm gonna be able to set my trap in. Now, it's still dry there. That doesn't matter though, because I'm gonna work this out. You see how the water goes in now? And I have just created a shelf with about 1 inch to 1.5 inches to 2 inches of water. That's where my trap's gonna set. And then the pocket is gonna be just like a dirt hole that goes back in the bank, and you're creating a pocket up on the dry area that's not going to get wet, and that's where your bait's gonna go. So you're basically creating where an animal has burrowed in there, has maybe he's in there nesting or whatever, but you're creating the illusion that an animal has went up in there and burrowed in there and put something in there that any coon, possum, mink, otter, as I said, going by, thinks they're gonna get a free meal. So we do that. We're just gonna use our coon buster because it is a crawfish scent. We're gonna get some of that, about a handful, and we're gonna get that up in the hole, up on that dry shelf. And now there's a dry shelf in there that bait's gonna sit on, so that scent's gonna resonate out of there. We're also gonna take a little bit of our hunter lure, which has beaver castor in it and things of that nature. And that's actually really attractive to most of the animals that you're targeting here. Beaver castor is something, everything in nature loves beaver. And that castor smell is gonna be up in there as well. So we have 2 different scents coming out of there. We have the food scent with the crawfish oil. We have the beaver scent with the castor. And that's pretty much it. Now, there's not a lot left to make this set. That trap is gonna go right there at the front of that hole. That's gonna guard the hole. I'm gonna take this cable, put some of the vegetation over it, kind of hide that just a tad bit. But any coon, possum at times, mink, muskrat, working down through here, they're gonna investigate this, and that right there is a traditional pocket set that is gonna work for you anytime that you're trapping in water situations.
The Farmer Package, which includes 1 Duke dog-proof raccoon trap, 1 Duke 1.5 double jaw coil spring trap, 2 standard ground talon stakes with S-hook for stake attachments, North American Trapper's stake driver, pair of Cold Creek trapping gloves, 25 ride-on trap tags, our North American Trapper Raccoon Trapping DVD, 1 pint of Coon Buster bait, 1 pint of Reaper bait, and our North American Trapper decal.
In those smaller kits, we figure that people have a hammer at their house. We figure that people have a trowel that they can dig a hole with. We're giving them what they probably don't have. And then if they don't have anything and they want the full kit, we do have the full kits, which are about $200, which is still a very inexpensive price to get all of the equipment. We send them the Cold Creek hammer, the Cold Creek gloves, the sifter, the trowel, the baits, the lures, the traps, the stakes, all these different, and the DVD to show you how to do it. And there's a discount off of the retail price when they do buy those packages, because we want people to get involved. And we take it one step further with our outreach program. We have a buy one, give one program on our site where we have 3 different traps and 3 of our baits and lures that if somebody buys one, we give one away to a kid in the organization in your state. So if you live in Texas and you want to help out the state organization in Texas and give kids a chance to get some equipment for free, we're doing that. You buy one from us and we are in turn giving one to your state organization, because our whole goal is to get more people involved, teach the younger generations the value of trapping, as well as teach the farmers, the hunters, the ranchers, the homeowners how they can be the steward of their own property. They can be in charge of the predation efforts on their property with the tools and the techniques that we're giving them to do that.
Well, that's it. That's all it really takes. We got 2 sets in here. As you can see, I got this one over here on the tree, and we got another one in here. These coons are gonna work down through here, working from this food plot out into this cornfield. And really anywhere across the country, if you have your own hunting lease, your own farm, your own ranch, you're gonna be able to put these traps in the ground, catch these animals, and help your overall process of, as I said, being the steward of your own property.
With North American Trapper, we have kits that we've set up for the beginner. That's really what our vision is, and what my vision is with the company is to educate the farmer, the rancher, the deer hunter, the homeowner, the turkey hunter, how they can be the steward of their own land. If we can teach you how to handle your problems and nest raiders and your coyotes, whether you're on a ranch or whether you're on a farm, that's really my whole vision, and my whole goal is to teach everyone how to go out there and have some fun.
I just wanted to let everybody out there know that we've shown you a lot of different techniques. We've shown you a lot of things dealing with our Duke 550s, our Duke dog proofs. We've showed you a pocket set with a 1.5. And anybody out there can do this. You can go out there, put some of these traps in the ground, take some of these nest predators out of your equation, take some of these coyotes out of your equation, take a little bit of less of that harassment off of them deer. And it's a very little bit of equipment that you need. We have kits that have all these different things in it: Mountain Man, our bait, Madness, our lure, all of the tools that you need. But don't think that you can't go do this. If you go out and you bed your trap properly, 99% of your problems are going to be taken care of right there. If you have good equipment, you can go out and you can be the own steward of your own land. You're going to take some of these nest predators out of the equation. You're going to help your turkey population. You're going to help if you have problems with pet and animal conflicts. You're going to decrease those. You can do a lot of different things on your own that are going to help you be a more successful outdoorsman. And anybody watching this, you're already an outdoorsman. This is just one more thing that you can add to your repertoire that's going to help you be more successful when you go in the field.
Hi, I'm Rachel Doble, and I'm a trapper. You can be too.
I'm Ben Ellis.
And I'm Matt Ellis. And we're trappers. And you can be too.
I'm Ralph Duran, and I'm a trapper. You can be too.
My name's Autumn McEntee. I'm a trapper, and you can be too.
I'm John Wilkinson, and I'm a trapper. You can be too.
My name is Ron Liggett, and I've been a trapper for the last 58 years.
I'm Ed Dakin, and I'm a trapper. You can be too.
My name is Rosanna Moore. I'm a trapper. You can be too.
My name's Scott Ramsey. I'm a trapper. You can be too.
I'm Katie Breinig, and I'm a trapper. You can be too.
My name's Rusty Kramer. I'm a trapper. You can be too.
Turk Wendell. I'm a trapper, and you can be too.
I'm Caitlin Lospinoso, and I am a trapper. You can be too.
I'm Brad Harris, and I'm a trapper, and you can be too.
Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today, becoming the steward of your own land or lease. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com and browse all of our starter trapping packages for your predation control needs. North American Trapper. Proven products, proven conservation.